What's up, guys? So here is the latest in what's going on with Colin. I got back earlier today from the NUCA. What's a NUCA, you ask? Well, it stands for National Upper Cervical Chiropractic Association, I believe, something like that. Anyways, it's Upper Cervical Chiropractic. And what I had done was got my atlas adjusted. The atlas is this little disc that kind of floats at the top of your vertebra, and it basically holds your entire head up. And what happens is a lot of times this gets misplaced by, sometimes life in itself can make it happen, but especially like car accidents or, a hard hit from football or some sort of blunt force trauma, and it makes it move and it doesn't sit on there right. And what happens when that happens is your body doesn't fire right. The signals from your central nervous system don't spread out through the body the way they're supposed to. It kind of goes out different. Some might go more to one side or to the other, and things just they don't work right. And I started to suspect this was the problem when I did a little research. The right side of my body has been kind of crunched up. I've been really paying really close attention to posture lately. As I get older now, structural integrity becomes a lot more important to me. And I want to lift heavy weights, but I also want my body to work right, and I want longevity. I see too many people who they can deadlift 800 pounds, but after they're done, they can barely even walk because they mess themselves up so bad. So I want to keep my body functioning properly. And that's my advice for you young guys too. Make sure you're taking care of your body. Don't just lift heavy weights. Anyway, so I was noticing the right side of my body was really crunching up, and I was trying to stretch it out, and my right side of my back kept getting tight on me, not the left. But the biggest clue for me was when my friend Carlos pointed out that literally the entire left side of my body is more developed than the right side of my body. And when you look close, it's actually pretty evident. And I'll put a picture up of just my back where you can see my trap and my round boys all the way down. That whole left side is much bigger than the right side. And you can probably even tell just from this video maybe. This is my left trap and this is my right one. And the one hangs a little higher than the other. And it's just because it's bigger. And it's probably because the atlas is off. If you're getting more signals to one side of the body than the other, well, then those muscles are going to get more stimulation and they're going to build better than the other side. So I went in, got it checked out, they did the x-rays, and sure enough, the atlas was way off. And this was really off. He told me the only way that it could be off this bad is from some sort of big trauma. And I had a car accident back in 2001, I believe, pretty bad one where my head got whiplash pretty bad. Maybe that was it. I played I don't even remember, 8 years of football with my friends, tackle football with no pads every Sunday from fall to winter. Who knows what happened then. But anyway, the neck, if this is your neck and the atlas is floating on top, well, if it's slightly bent one way, generally the atlas is going to go with that. Mine was actually going the other way, which is very abnormal, apparently. So anyway, it was way off. He did the adjustment, did some more x-rays. It wasn't quite in where it needed to be, so he did another adjustment and got it where it needed to be, showed me the x-rays, showed me how it changed. And I gotta tell you, I already feel a little bit looser. I'm not saying it's just magic or anything, but my body feels looser. I'm a little tired, which is expected from it, especially for the next first few days as your body everything needs to settle back into a new place now. Your body gets so used to certain ways. That's why I had my left leg was actually shorter than my right leg because of this, because the signals were going right and everything was tensed up, so I was always leaning to one side. I measure the same now. The amount of pressure that I put on my feet is the same, whereas before it was 15% more on one side. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this. I don't want to get my hopes too high, but I think it's going to be a really good thing, and I'm pretty excited about it. So that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, that means I can't lift heavy for a little bit here for at least the first week. I haven't been lifting heavy. I haven't lifted upper body at all for a few weeks now because of this elbow problem that I was telling you about. So I'm trying to let that heal after 8 months of pain. So it actually feels better today than it has in a long time, which is good. So now I'll wait a couple days and then I'll get back into lifting again light, which is what I should do anyway with the elbow. If you just go back into heavy weights after an injury, after it finally heals, you're gonna hurt it again. So I need to get back into a light. It's kind of good timing, so I'm happy about that. I'm anxious to get back to hitting some heavy weights like crazy again, but we gotta do the right thing now. I can wait a little bit longer for a lifetime of better lifting. Anyway, that's what I have for today, and I hope everyone's doing well.